Hi everyone. Welcome to this presentation. I'm Greg. My name is Gregory Renard. I'm the CTO and area manager from the MIX09 company. It's a small company based in France, and I'm a guy for the French part of Belgium. And it's my first presentation in English at Las Vegas. Sorry for my poor English before. What's the topic of our presentation today? We just look how we can light up our web and client application with the live services, with the Microsoft live services. Okay, what's the goal of this presentation? The first one is just to understand why should we build some application with the live services. The second one is just to understand what kind of application we can create with these new kind of tools. And for the end of this presentation, just to show and to understand with the Visual Studio 2008 how we can create some application based on a WPF application. Okay, who are MIX09? MIX09 is just a small company based in Europe, constituted by some experts in the new Microsoft technology. We have for the moment 8 MVPs and 1 RD, it's me. And we are very lucky to work on some kind of project developments as the web technology, the collaboration technologies, and on the research and innovation. Okay, thank you for the timer. Remember you what Microsoft showed to us where we was at the PDC last year? Microsoft showed the Windows Azure platform. Azure Services Platform is based on the Windows Azure that when we can find different application blocks. The first one is the .NET services, the SQL services, and in the third part, the live services. The live services contain some application blocks that allow us to manage the identity. Microsoft manages each day more than 1.6 billion of connection on the Live ID platform. And we have more than 300 million people that use the Live ID. We find also the management of the directory. You can share, you can push your information on the web. You can use the storage. You can manage the presence as with the Live Messenger, and use the live search and the geospatial with the virtual Earth. But we are now in a new kind of world when the users want to share the information, to exchange some data, some information with the friends, with the family, as like the application from Facebook or Twitters. And for that, Microsoft pushed to us for development a new kind of application block that's the mesh services. The mesh services is constituted by the users. You can manage your users. It's just the list of your contacts in the live messenger. Your devices, if you are going to the presentation of OER Amiga, maybe you show the ring of your devices that you can use with the mesh platform. Some application. We can now create with the mesh platform application based on the cloud and at the same time on the local devices. I just want to create my application and push it on the mesh platform, and my application run in the same time in the cloud and in the client. And I can synchronize all of my information. What's the definition of the live services? The live services are a set of building blocks within the Azure Services Platform for building consumer-oriented web and client application. And how can I, as a developer, create my application for the mesh services and for the live platform, just with the live framework? The requirement, in my case, when I use the Visual Studio 2008 Service Pack 1, I just want to download the Live Framework SDK, install it on my computer, and just run and develop my application. And the Live Framework is only the single, simple, and consistent point for your development. Single just for it's the only endpoint for all live services. It's really easy to use it. Simple, it's a symmetrical programming. When you create your application, you push it with the live framework, and you can use your application with the cloud and with the local device. With the familiar protocol and standard, we can use other technology than the .NET technology. You can use the PHP, Java, JavaScript, etc. to create your own application based on the live framework. And consistent, the live mesh platform dispenses to you some data model. When you remember, we have the live operating environment, and we have a second layer based on the resource model. And we can also extend the resource model with my own data. What kind of application we can create for the live framework and for this kind of new application? We can create some client application. I can create some console application, WinForm application, WPF application that use the live framework. I can create some web application. I will show to you a WPF application when I use the live framework. We can create web application with the live framework. And we can also create the mesh-enabled web application for the mesh platform, direct push on the cloud, and to use it in the same time on my local devices. And in the end of this list, with the device apps, Owi Amiga show in a webcast a device that it constructs for his car that consume the live framework and allow Owi to read the library of music directly in his car from the media library in his computer in his office. And you can create each kind of application when you can use the HTTP protocol. So, when the team of Microsoft asked me to present this demonstration, I will look in my environment if there is some WPF application that I can meshify, and I just look my children that use the Baby Smash application. Who know the Baby Smash application? Nobody? Okay. The Baby Smash application is just a simple WPF application that allows your children to play with the computer and that show to the screen some letters, some color shapes, and it's very interesting for the children to use this kind of application to play with the computer. And as you can see on my screen, I have two children, a daughter from 6 years ago and a son from 2 years ago. And for my children, each one wants some settings to use this application. And I want in my home for my different type of computer to share the information of these settings on each computer. But the initial application is not constructed with this kind of functionality. And I just want to extend this application with the live framework. For that, I'm going to my Visual Studio 2008. And as you can see, I just take the Baby Smash application that you can download. It's free on the web, and you can use it if you have some children. It's very interesting. My wife thinks that it's not very good for my children, but as a geek, I like to push this kind of application for my children. Yeah, excuse me. The first time for me is just to extend my application to connect it on the cloud, to connect it on the mesh services. And to do that, I must be in the first time to add some reference of my application. As the Microsoft Live FX client, it's the core to manage the live operating environment to access to the cloud, And the second reference is the Microsoft LiveFX resource model to access to my data model on the cloud and push my setting for my WPF application to the cloud and to share it with my different computers. Okay. And I create for that simple code snippets for me. Okay, great. Okay. As you can look on my screen, I create now a first method with the name application startup. And when my application startup, I just want to create my connection to the live platform to push my credential and to have directly access to my data on the cloud. I create my identity there. And if my live ID is authenticated, I can now manage the intercept keys. It's just for the keyboard for my children. And I can, after, create my live operating environment there and launch a new method that's named LiveFX Connect Completed. I will create it. Okay. And what I do in the LiveFX Connect Completed. First one, I wrote a query with the link to my live operating environment to find my data from my Baby Smash application. And if my Baby Smash mesh object exists, I just want to download it. And if it doesn't exist, I just want to create on my cloud and push my settings directly on the cloud. You can see exactly there, in this line, that I create my mesh object as a new mesh object resource that I named Baby Smash. And I create my own type of data model in the cloud. That's the Baby Smash settings. This first step is just when I launch the application, and I want exactly in the same way to push exactly the same processes when I update my settings. I'm going now to this method. There. And I push exactly the same code for this information. And now I can build my application. Just the time to connect me on the web and to go into the live platform. Okay. Okay, first one, I have the screen that asks me my credential information. I can use my home, but in my case, in my home, I create just the credential for my son and one for my daughter. And as you can see there, I just add some information, and my application showed to me that the Baby Smash mesh object, it just loaded. And now my Baby Smash will run. Okay. It's just a fine application with a very kind of new mouse. And I can put just the letter and some colored shapes. It's very fine. But if you look my screen, you can see on the top of this one some information as the control managing for my option and for my live framework option also. And on the right, on the top, you will find my credential, my name and my last name, and my PSM, my personal status message from my live messenger. And I just take this information from my profile on the web, and I push it directly on my screen. If I'm going to my option, we can see there that I have the start removing after 15 chips, and I just want to change this information. In the initial application, there is no capacity to push this information on the cloud. I just change with the 3 methods that I showed to you. And and I put now 20. So, okay, 20, okay. I just wait some time, some seconds, that the synchronization between my computer and my cloud is running. And I can now exit my application. And how can I look if my information is right on the cloud now? We can use on the SDK a tool that names the LiveFX resource browser. Okay, it's a great tool, but it's a little hard for me to quit my Visual Studio, and I prefer to work directly in my Visual Studio. And for that, I work with some guy of my team, as like my assistant Seb is there on the room, and we create a new tool that you can find directly on the Codeplex platform. I will push it on the Codeplex platform just after my presentation. And we name this tool with the team of Ori Amiga and James the Senior, Live Framework Explorer. It's directly inside the Visual Studio 2008. And I can start it. As you can see on the left of my Visual Studio, I have now, I have now a new form, yes, and I can connect my Live Framework Explorer directly on my cloud, and I find all information of data in my cloud directly on my Visual Studio 2008. It's very easy to use this new tool. It's useful for the developer. And when I'm going, I can find my contact. You can, with this tool, directly saving your settings of Visual Studio 2008 on the cloud. It's very interesting when you have some presentation and some information in the settings of Visual Studio. You can push it exactly in the same way as the Baby Smash application. You can push your settings on the cloud. And you can find there my Baby Smash data. And when I'm going to my Baby Smash data, I can search my clear after, and I hope that the change, okay, as you can see there, the change is white, and I'm now on the 20, and the change is one on the cloud. You can use exactly the Live Framework Explorer to upload your information, to download your information, your file to the cloud, and you have this button, this one to manage your settings and to push your settings on the cloud or to download your settings directly. Okay, it's fine, but it's not the only one functionality that I push on the Baby Smash application. I just rebuild now my application and show to you that we extend the functionality of the Baby Smash application to push my social graph on this application. And I just want to push my information. Okay. I just want now to share with my friend that the Baby Smash application is a really cool application. And how can I do that with the Live Framework? And for that, I just create a Live Framework option in my Baby Smash application there for the Live Framework option. I'm going to this form, and I show my personal message, and I can directly choose a friend and push a message to my friend from my application. And you can extend your old application based on WPF and extend it with this new kind of functionality that we want, that exists on the Facebook platform, and I just want to use it directly on my application. Okay. The last point is just for the web application. It's exactly simply in the same way to extend my web application as this WPF application. And I will show to you the small application, the small web application that I created there. Okay, excuse me there. I create there a web application, and I use exactly the same functionality. And I can now change my data. Okay, for the demonstration, I push it on my web server. In the first time, I will be connect myself on my web application with my Live ID credentials. When I will be connected, the live platform send to me a key token that allow me to go into the Mesh CTP developer platform to ask to change the settings of my mesh object for the baby smash. I click there. And the live mesh tech preview asks me if I agree to allow my baby smash application to manage my mesh object in this case. And I just there on my screen allow the full access only in this object. And my application cannot go into the other object for my mesh platform, just going to my baby smash mesh object. And I allow my application. And I can now go in a grid view when I will show to you. Okay. Okay, thank you. And you can see on my screen that I have exactly my information there, clear after 20 shapes. And I can change it. 30, maybe. Okay. And I can come back to my Visual Studio. Use my tool. Okay. I will refresh it. I'm going to my baby smash object. I will search. Okay. And you can see that the update is great on the cloud, and I can manage directly my application for my WPF application, for my web application. I'm going to the cloud, and it's very easy. I use my baby smash application for my first computer, for my second computer in my home, and I have no frontier to use my application. Okay. So, what was the goals of our presentation? The first one, to understand why use it the live framework. I hope that you understand that. It's to extend your functionality for your application with the social graph to allow you to share your folder, your information, your mesh object and data with the cloud. What kind of application? I just showed to you that, and how can I build it? It's very easy, as you can see there. If I can do that, you can do that very easily, I think. Okay, thank you to be there. Don't forget to download the information. You have the first link to the live platform, dev.live platform for the developer. The second link is for the SDK for the live framework SDK. You can find in this day the live framework explorer on the Codeplex platform, and you have some author link as our blog. It's mine in the first, and the second blog is the blog of my assistant, but it's just the blog in French. Excuse me. Don't forget to fill the session evaluation form, and if you have some question, I'm just there and behind the stage. Thank you very much.